Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and what is today? Well, today is the Daily Headlines Report. Man, my beard is out of control. I apologize. I will get that under control before tonight's live stream. All right. If you guys are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are not new here, you know what we're getting ready to do. So sit back, grab something to drink, and follow along as I take you around the world and go over some of these news and headlines, as well as some data points to remember. And we'll finish up here in the homeland. There was quite a bit here in the homeland, unfortunately. That seems how the way things are going lately. So let's just jump straight into this, okay? Now, again, in no specific order. So Israel has come out and they have made an accusation to China that they are accusing China of imposing shadow sanctions. Okay, that's interesting. And basically, they're saying that they have some sort of intelligence saying that with everything that's going on, that there is going to be food insecurities, food shortages, and things are not coming in. So, like import of technologies and other things like that. So, they're making a pretty big accusation. The thing that I find interesting is that's not the only accusation that they're making. So, they've come out and they're accusing Iran of a series of major cyber attacks against not only them, but now they're saying that Iran has basically done some cyber attacks against Albania. Now, I had to go and look this up a little bit. Okay, why did we, bring Albania into this? I haven't seen too much of Albania in the news recently, so I typed in some key phrases, and what did I come up with? Well, here's a side note for you as a data point. Albania, as of September of 2022, suspended all diplomatic relationships with Iran. Okay, that might be important information. Okay, so it's another hat in the ring that we need to keep an eye on. Iran posted a statement today, and basically it said, and I'm going to paraphrase this one: there's no need for Iranian intervention in the war because the resistance is capable of confronting all aggression. Now, that's an interesting statement to make because probably this is all proxied, okay? All these different Houthis and Hezbollah and everybody that's going on right now is probably getting a lot of these weapons and intel and different other things from Iran. Okay, it's probably what's going on. Is it 100%? I have no clue. I don't. But it's an interesting thing. So they're kind of sitting back and going, "Hey, we don't have to get involved. These guys are doing it." Well, if it comes out to be true that you're giving all these people that are doing all of this, all the weapons and means to be able to do it, then are you really not involved? But here's a key one because I wanted to look. Iran was taking over a good chunk of the news today, so I wanted to dig in, and I found that Iran has signed a new agreement with Iraq. Okay, you ready for this? Now, keep in mind as I read this some of the past events that's been going on. So this new agreement will basically it's an agreement for Iraq to help build refineries, as these two countries will now be jointly investing in gas and oil fields. Now, where is the American bases at in Iraq? Well, most of them are in or around major oil refineries. Now that they signed this, what is that going to do with all these American military bases? Are we going to get kicked out? Is there going to be a scuffle over this? Are we going to grudgingly coexist? Because they're kicking the U.S. off these oil reserves and Iran is coming in and taking over. So oil has started a lot of wars, okay? I'm just saying. If you don't know that, go down that rabbit hole, okay? Let's move on. Let's move on. So pictures are being posted from a website of gpsjam.org. If you haven't seen that, I recommend to go check that out. It's a fun little app to see the GPS and the disturbances all around the world in pretty much real time. Now, these pictures that people are posting shows heavy GPS interference, basically covering most of the Baltic Seas, a large portion of, let's see, Poland, as well as a good chunk of southern Sweden. Okay. Why do we have such a big area of GPS jamming in that area? Is something big about to go off? You don't just jam that big of an area for absolutely no reason. Okay. Ooh, it's another one of those. I know a lot of you hate it. I hear you all the time when I say this is a wait and see. Okay. There's nothing you and I can do about it. These are data points that we're just going to put a little pin in and keep in the back of our head that we know about it. So that way, if something more comes about it, we're already informed and we're just adding to it. Otherwise, when something happens, we have no idea. We have no consisting like info. We have no context of anything. So that's why we go over this daily. So that way we can have little data points. So that way when something happens, we can put a lot of these puzzle pieces together. Next is it looks like Sudan has been in a ton of the chatter. Now this is on a lot of the like Telegram and more of the underground social medias, but news seems to be trickling out, and it looks like comms has been cut off for large parts of Sudan for at least the last 7 days. Now, reports of looting and theft are happening, and a lot of these people on these different social media platforms are calling it a major humanitarian crisis that is only growing worse by the day. Okay, that's interesting. I haven't seen a whole lot about Sudan, and maybe, if there's no communications to get information out, that might be why you're not hearing anything. So we'll put a pin in that one too. So we haven't said a whole lot about Sudan. We haven't said a whole lot about Albania. There's a lot of countries that's coming into the fold, folks. So, it's one of them ones. This is not to scare you. This is to inform you. Okay. So, there was a picture that appeared on social media, and this one I can't really confirm. I tried to go about it some different ways. It looks true, and I want to put that disclaimer. I can't 100%. I want to mention it because there's a caveat to this, okay? But this picture is basically a printout of words not in English posted on the door, and is a notice that says starting January 1st of 2024, no Ukrainian will be able to be seen by a doctor unless they have a military ID, okay? Is that true? I have no idea, okay? It looks true, but I can't confirm it. The point of this is, if it is true, could it happen to you? This is another one of those, can I see your papers, please? But I'm sick. I just need to see the doctor. Okay, that's great. Can I see your papers? Well, my kid, he's really sick. He needs to be, yeah, we'll help your kid. Can I have your papers, please? Okay. This is that forced. They're finding ways, if this is true, they're finding ways that if you are jumping conscription, if there is a call to arms that they're doing a draft and you're dodging the draft, they're finding creative ways to make it to where eventually you're going to be affected and you're going to get caught up into it. Now, you take that in any way you want. You can turn that into CBDC. You can turn that into smart cities. You can turn that into whatever it is. They will get creative. If CBDC is true, that's 100%. That's not a conspiracy theory no more. They've come out all over the place. Okay, smart cities. I still get a person or two here and there that push back and say it's conspiracy theory. It is true. You can go on websites. They're currently in construction right now. They are happening. It's going to happen. Now, what they turn into, that might be the theory, but It's going to be one of those. We build these cities and you see all these people that go, well, they'll never get me there. Hello. Sorry, you need to see a doctor. Are you a resident of our smart city? Oh, I'm sorry. Only residents can be seen by doctors. They will get creative and they will affect you. And that is why we prepare. You want to get as far away from the need of government and of their assistance, okay? I want you, as you continue, because this is a channel for new preppers, repeat after me. The goal is not only to survive, okay, but it is to stay out of the breadline. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, my food's covered. No, okay, it's a saying. Doesn't matter if it's food, if it's water, if it's medical, if it's whatever supplies, okay, you want to stay out of that line. You don't want any dependency. So that way, when they come out and they go, hey, we have bread, come get bread, you can go, no, I'm good, thanks. Nope, not staying in that line. I'm good. I have food. Well, we have fresh water. Come get drinking water. You need drinking water to live. Yeah, you do. I'm good. I got plenty of water. Well, you probably, need a checkup or you're sick. You need some medications. No, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks. So I'm gonna go back over here. Okay. That's your goal. Okay. When you first start out, yeah, you want to have enough food and water and supplies to last a few days to ride out a major storm or a power outage or, things like that. A bigger, better goal is that from now to forever, you stay out of the lines. You put yourself in a position to where you don't need assistance. That is a great goal to go towards. Now, this one is going to be the last of the around the world that's going to caveat and bring us into the United States. So, there was a pro-Palestine protest that besieged Windsor Castle. Now, this was done in a demand for a ceasefire. As far as what I can tell out of the pictures and images and the reporting, that stayed very peaceful. Okay, they went out there, they held up their signs, said their slogans. It looked peaceful. I could be wrong. If I am, I'm sure I'll get a comment down there. On the other hand, let's caveat to the United States where, you guessed it, New York City and LA airports had a more violent protest. This was started out with blocking the traffic at the airports of both cities. And there is a lot of pictures and videos of throwing rocks, different construction materials. It looked like traffic cones or whatever. And there have been quite a few arrests on both places. So, yeah, I guess America not to be outdone. It's one of those ones where somebody goes, hey, we're going to protest. And the Americans are like, hold my beer. Which, no, I do not like a violent protest. No. If you read your Constitution, peacefully assemble and peaceful protest. All right, so let's caveat into this. So U.S. Customs and Border Patrol told Fox News that since October 1st, there have been more than the population of Denver that has entered through the southern border. This will, if this pace continues and holds, this will mark a historic record of people coming across. This has been going on. In the last few years, we have broke a lot of records of people coming across the border, okay? Data point. We'll get to more on that, I'm sure, in the near future. Next, the Daily Mail has put out an article accusing Tesla of trying to cover up an incident. Well, what is that incident, you ask? Well, I'm happy that you did, because now I can tell you it's a alleged report that Tesla robot attacked an engineer out of the company's factory in Texas. I know there's a few of you in Texas, so if you guys have that story, I only found just the Daily Mail. So if there's more of a local story, I would like a link to that, please. Now, in this, looks like the engineer was left with a trail of blood. They put that in parentheses. I don't know why. And suffered arm and back injuries after the emergency shutdown was triggered by a colleague. Poor Tesla. First that whatever world-ending cyber attack movie on Netflix, and Tesla caught a whole bunch of heat from that. I don't know. I didn't see the movie. I'm not going to see the movie. And now their robots are attacking humans. Great. All right, let's move on to a steam pipe ruptured in Midtown Manhattan. This triggered a huge traffic jam. Residents were then told to clear the area and shut all windows. Odd. Usually steam is not a reason to shut windows, but you know, they tell me to shut my window. Maybe there's a reason to shut my window. But then again, I'm not down there. I don't know what might be mixed in with said steam, but yeah, data point. All right, let's skip to the very last one here. Okay, there has been 12 U.S. F16 fighter jets. Okay, that is U.S. Air Force F16. Amazing, beautiful, strong fighter jets. Okay, and they have arrived somewhere. Can you guess where they are? Puerto Rico. That is right. I'm sure none of you said Puerto Rico unless you saw this story. But for those of you that don't know, you're going, what are they doing down in Puerto Rico? Well, that is where the person residing in the White House has chosen to bring in the new year. That is correct, folks. If you look it up on a simple Google search, it's somewhere on the top end of about $25,000 an hour to operate one of these planes, and there is 12 of them. So do the math on how long it takes for them to gear up, fly down, land, do their patrols, do all that. It's a heck of a lot of money, so somebody can go down and stick their toes in the sand in Puerto Rico. So at least he stayed. I'll give him half, not even half. I'll give him 0.48% of a point that he stayed on an American territory of Puerto Rico. Okay, so he could have gone to Cuba. There's a joke there. He could have gone to, anywhere he wanted, but at least he kept it on a U.S. territory. Okay, so I'm not quite sure I've seen a presidential person go to Puerto Rico before, so it's actually kind of interesting. But yeah, there we have it. All right, we're done for the day. All right, so you know what we do here as we wrap things up. If you made it this far, guess what? Congratulations, you rock. Just a quick reminder, because I don't know when this will go out and be posted. Tonight is the night for Workshop Wednesday, where we do a 1-hour live stream Q&A where just about anything goes as long as you are not a jerk. There is a, what do we want to call it? It is open to just about any subject, basically any subject. Most of you are adult enough and understand, but it is where preppers, homesteaders, survivalists, bushcrafter, people of like mind come and hang out, and we all just chit-chatting and have a lot of fun, and they are a lot of fun, and it keeps growing every single Wednesday. So I look forward to those, and if you haven't joined, I urge you to join one. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, we're gonna end with that. All right, guys, stay tuned. More information to come, and say it with me now. Above everything else, remember to remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.